Let's go, Pats. If you're anything like me, you're already counting down the days until kickoff. Sure, we've still got a few months to go, but my red, white, and blue heart is already pounding with excitement. Behind the scenes in Foxborough, things are heating up. Moves are being made, decisions are brewing, and what's coming next could shake everything up for the Patriots. Today, I've got all the inside scoop, and trust me, if you bleed Patriots like I do, you're going to want to hear every bit of it. But before we dive in, smash that like button, but only if you've been a Patriots fan for at least 19 years. And to the OGs out there who were cheering from the stands back in the 70s, you have my absolute respect. You guys are the heartbeat of this fan base. Drop a comment to show you're with us. Go Pats! Let's come back stronger. Alright, let's kick things off with this headline. Everything seemed to be going right at Patriots training camp. The sun was out. The pads were on for the first time this offseason, and Christian Gonzalez was locking down top-tier receivers like a seasoned veteran. One moment he was shadowing Stephon Diggs, showcasing the elite coverage ability that made him a cornerstone of this defense, and the next, everything changed. Gonzo went down, and with that, the entire mood shifted in Foxborough. During 11-on-11 drills, Christian Gonzalez was matched up on Diggs on a crossing route, defending a pass thrown by Maye. After the play, Gonzalez immediately grabbed the back of his leg and limped to the sideline. The moment didn't look catastrophic. No fall, no cart, but the body language said it all. He was holding his hamstring, and although he left the field under his own power, the look on his face was enough to send Patriots fans into a state of collective concern. No official update has been provided yet. Classic Patriots. Zero transparency. Fans, media, and even players are waiting anxiously. Mike Vrabel hasn't spoken on it. The training staff hasn't released a statement. There's no word on the severity, and the whispers are only getting louder. Was it just a cramp, a light pull, or something more severe that could linger throughout the season? What we do know is this: hamstring injuries are no joke. If it's a grade 1 strain, he could be back in a couple of weeks. No harm done. But if it's anything more, that could derail his entire year. Hamstrings can be tricky, even when you think you're healed. All it takes is one awkward plant, one misstep, and you're back on the sideline, maybe even for good. And that's where the situation becomes truly concerning. The depth at cornerback behind Gonzalez is razor thin. Carlton Davis hasn't been at camp the last couple of days, his absence unexplained, and after those two, it gets dicey fast. Alex Austin, recently activated off IR, joins Marcus Jones and Marcellus Dial as the next men up. Jones is a slot guy. Dial's a rookie. And while Austin has shown promise, relying on him to anchor the secondary would be asking a lot. And it gets worse. The Patriots missed out on Mike Hilton, who just signed with a rival. Options are running thin. If Gonzalez is sidelined long-term, it might be time for a reunion. There's buzz around the idea of bringing back former Defensive Player of the Year Stephon Gilmore. He's available, he knows the system, and he'd bring veteran leadership to a group that desperately needs it. Other names like Asante Samuel Jr. and Rasul Douglas have also been floated. It's not time to panic yet, but the front office needs to be ready. Depth wins championships, and right now, the Patriots secondary is paper thin. Still, not all was doom and gloom at Patriots training camp. If you were watching practice, you saw something else: real football. Pads were on, intensity was up, and the team's identity began to take shape. Let's talk about Will Campbell. The rookie left tackle had eyes on him all offseason, especially with all the talk of his short arms. But when the pads came on, Campbell silenced the critics. In the red zone period, Campbell delivered a huge block on Milton Williams, a man the Eagles paid big money to anchor their defensive line, clearing the way for a Rhamondre Stevenson touchdown. That kind of physicality was missing from the Patriots line last season. Stevenson averaged just 3.9 yards per carry because the holes weren't there. Campbell's arrival might be changing that, and it doesn't stop there. Evan Lazar noted that Campbell was dominant in the run game, moving defenders off the line with ease. Even Phil Perry chimed in, highlighting how Campbell consistently won his one-on-one matchups. There's a reason he's drawing so much attention, and if he keeps this up, the Patriots might finally have an anchor at left tackle. Maye also turned heads. The rookie quarterback looked comfortable and composed, especially in the red zone. He connected with Jalen Poole, who finally returned to the field after missing time with muscle tightness, for a touchdown in the back of the end zone. Poole's making a push for a roster spot, and catches like that only help his case. Kyle Williams also made noise. After a quiet start to camp, he came alive in this practice, becoming one of Maye's top targets. He made a one-handed grab on an outbreaking route against Dial that brought the crowd to their feet. But, as always, asterisk, with Gonzalez and Davis sidelined, the defensive matchups aren't quite what they should be. Still, confidence is building, and that matters. Now, about the pass rush, it was relentless. Keion White, Harold Landry, K. Le'Veon Chaisson, and Truman Jones all made their presence felt. Chaisson in particular might be playing himself onto the 53-man roster and pushing Anthony Jennings out. Coming over from the Raiders, Chaisson has dealt with injuries in his career, but he's always had potential. Now, he's calling himself a late bloomer, and from what we've seen so far, that bloom might be coming at the perfect time. Mike Vrabel even spoke on Chaisson, saying he believes the best football of his career could be ahead of him. That's a strong endorsement, and if Chaisson can emerge as a true threat opposite Landry, with Christian Barmore and Milton Williams attacking from the inside, this front could be one of the best in the league. There's something brewing here. The vibes at camp, outside the cloud hanging over Gonzalez, are good. This team is young, hungry, and physical. They've got something to prove, but losing your CB1, that's the kind of thing that changes everything. So now, we wait for word on Christian Gonzalez, and hope it's nothing more than a minor setback. The team needs him, the defense needs him, and if he's up for any significant time, things could spiral fast. But I want to hear from you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you about Christian Gonzalez's injury? Are you at a 1, totally calm, or are you at a 10, thinking this could wreck the entire season? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. And as always, if there's one thing Patriots fans know, it's how fast momentum can shift in Foxborough. 1 minute, we're celebrating a dominant red zone drill, watching our rookie quarterback thread darts between defenders, and the next, we're collectively holding our breath over a star defender's hamstring. Let's go back to that injury scare for a moment, because it's not just about Christian Gonzalez the player, it's about what he represents for this defense. Gonzo was more than just a first-round pick. He's the centerpiece of a secondary that was expected to take the leap from good to elite. He was the guy shadowing Stephon Diggs and holding his own. He was the guy fans were pointing to and saying, that's our CB1 for the next decade. So when he limps off the field, holding his leg, that's not just a physical injury, that's emotional trauma for Patriots Nation. And it's the silence that makes it worse. Nothing from Mike Vrabel. No updates from the team. Not even the classic day-to-day line we've come to expect. Just a void. Just speculation. And for fans, that's the hardest part. You start running through all the scenarios in your head. You rewind the moment again and again. You try to play doctor on Twitter. Is it a cramp? A pull? Could he play next week? Will he miss the season? You start looking for signs in everything. The fact that he walked off under his own power? That gives you hope. The fact that he didn't return to practice? That pulls you back into worry. And as fans, we all know what happens when hamstrings linger. They don't just heal, they haunt. One wrong step and you're back to square one. That's why this matters so much right now. Now, if there's any silver lining to take away, it's how the rest of the roster responded in the wake of Gonzo's exit. Look no further than the defensive line. Keion White was relentless. Clavon Chaisson, a name few had penciled in as a breakout player, looked like a man on a mission. Coming off years of inconsistent production and battling injuries, Chaisson is making the most of this fresh start. He logged multiple sacks and red zone drills, showing speed off the edge and the kind of motor that makes coaches take notice. It's not just hype either. Mike Vrabel